Hi friends, today I want to share a new story with you. I hope you enjoy it. The night everything changed, I was wearing a red dress that cost more than what my in-laws pay for their house each month. But they had no idea. To them, I was just the poor girl who married their precious son, Thomas. My name is Rebecca Jang. For 2 years, I let my husband's family think I was a struggling artist who married into their rich and fancy world. But here's the truth. I'm actually the secret CEO of Jang International, one of the biggest tech companies in Asia. And nobody knew, except for my husband. When I walked into the Bradley Foundation's charity event, my sister-in-law Amanda gave me a nasty look and said, "Did you get that dress from a thrift store?" She was wearing an expensive gown I recognized from last season. I had seen it before and thought it looked a bit cheap. "Something like that," I said with a smile, touching my necklace. It looked fake, but was actually my grandmother's, worth more than Amanda's whole closet. Then my mother-in-law, Eleanor Bradley, came over acting sweet but fake. "Rebecca, dear," she said, "you should have let us buy you a proper dress. We don't want people thinking our family doesn't take care of you." "That's very kind, but I'm happy with what I have," I replied calmly. I learned early on that staying calm bothered them more than getting angry. The Bradley family thought they had old money. Their business, Bradley Investments, was worth around $50 million. Not bad, but nothing compared to the billions my family company is worth. I didn't care much about the money, but I found it funny how they always made fun of how poor I was. I saw Thomas across the room talking to investors.
He smiled at me.
He knew everything about my real identity. We met at a business event where I was using a different name. He figured out who I was and thought it was amazing, not scary. We fell in love talking about business and cheesy sci-fi movies. "I don't get why you let them treat you like this," he once said. "I want to see who people really are," I told him. Money changes how people act. I learned that the hard way during my first marriage. Yes, I was divorced, another thing my in-laws loved to whisper about, like it was shameful. The party was going well, until Amanda accidentally spilled red wine on my dress. "Oh no, I'm so clumsy," she said with a fake laugh. "But it's not like that dress was expensive." I calmly dabbed at the stain, knowing the dress was special and the wine wouldn't stick. Just another secret of mine. Then Eleanor rang her glass and got everyone's attention. "Thank you all for coming," she said. "We're proud to say the Bradley Foundation is expanding to help underprivileged women improve their lives." She looked right at me. "We have an example here. My daughter-in-law, Rebecca, came from a poor background, and we've tried to teach her how to be part of high society." The room got quiet. I saw Thomas starting to walk over, looking angry. Eleanor kept going. "But some people can't learn class. Some are just gold diggers trying to marry rich men." Amanda added, clearly ready for this moment. "Mother's right. We tried to help you, Rebecca. But you don't belong here. You're embarrassing us. Maybe go get a job at a coffee shop." I stood still, listening. 2 years of staying quiet were about to pay off. "You know what?" I said softly. "You're right. I don't belong here." Eleanor smiled, clearly thinking she had won. That made what I was about to say even better. "I don't belong here," I repeated, "because I don't need to show off my charity work to feel important. I don't need to insult others to feel powerful. And I definitely don't need to worry about Bradley Investments failing business." Eleanor's face turned pale. "What are you talking about?" she asked. I glanced at my phone. "Oh, right. I should mention, about 20 minutes ago, my company finished buying Morrison and Stanley." Amanda frowned. "So what?" "Everything," Thomas said as he joined us, smiling. "Because Morrison and Stanley manages all of Bradley Investments' money. And my wife now owns them." Eleanor dropped her glass. It shattered on the floor. "Your company?" Amanda asked, shocked. I smiled and took out the pins in my hair. "Jang International. Maybe you've heard of it. A tech company. Worth about $12 billion. Eleanor looked like she might faint. That's not possible. "You're just a gold digger?" I said. "A poor artist? It's funny what people assume when they look down on others." But this was only the beginning. The room went totally silent. Everyone was watching, shocked. Even if that's true, Eleanor said, her voice shaking, Bradley Investments is still independent. You can't touch us. I pulled up another message on my phone. Thomas, honey, what time is it? He checked his watch, playing along. 9:45 p.m. Perfect. That means the paperwork just went through. I looked at Eleanor and smiled. Bradley Investments has been struggling. Last year's real estate move was a mistake. You've been losing money fast and had to take out expensive loans just to keep up appearances. Amanda looked sick. That's private info. How do you know that? Because I own the bank now, I said calmly. As of 9 o'clock tonight, Jang International owns every loan your company took. I paused to let it sink in. Oh, and we also bought this building last week. Eleanor looked like she was going to collapse. This is Bradley Foundation property. Thomas said. The board voted to sell it because of financial problems. You just didn't know, probably, because you missed the last 3 meetings while trying to humiliate my wife. People were gathered around us now, whispering and recording. I knew this would go viral by morning. You can't do this, Eleanor whispered. We're family. Family? I laughed. For 2 years, you've called me names, tried to ruin my reputation, and even tried to set my husband up with other women. Tonight, you embarrass me in front of all these people. Is that how family acts? Amanda stepped in, looking panicked. We can fix this. Daddy will talk to you. He always fixes things. Your dad already knows, Thomas said. He's known who Rebecca really is for months. He told you to change your behavior. You didn't listen. Eleanor looked furious. Richard would never go behind my back. Actually, Eleanor, I did. Richard Bradley, Thomas's father, stepped forward. He looked tired but serious. I've watched you and Amanda use money to hurt others. When Thomas told me the truth about Rebecca, I saw a chance to finally make things right. Daddy, Amanda cried. How could you? Easily, Richard said. Rebecca's company isn't just buying our assets, they're going to rebuild everything from the ground up. The Bradley Foundation would keep doing charity work, but with new leadership. Leadership that actually knew what helping others really meant. I stepped forward and spoke calmly but firmly. Starting tomorrow, the foundation will focus on giving real opportunities to women who need them, especially through education. No more fake charity for publicity. I looked straight at Eleanor and Amanda. You both have a choice.
A choice.
Eleanor snapped.
Yes.
You can stay on, but just as regular employees. You'll actually have to learn how to help people. Or you can leave and take what's left of your personal money, which, by the way, isn't nearly as much as you think. Thomas and his dad have already agreed to this. People in the crowd were whispering louder now. Eleanor Bradley, high society queen, being offered a normal job by the daughter-in-law she once looked down on? It was the kind of drama people would talk about for months. This is insane. Amanda yelled. Mother, say something. But Eleanor wasn't angry anymore. She looked scared. She finally understood just how much everything had changed. Why? She asked softly. Why go through all of this? You could have crushed us from the start. I stepped closer and spoke quietly so only she could hear. Because money and power aren't meant to hurt people. They're meant to help. I wanted you to know what it feels like to be judged and looked down on just like you did to me. Now, you get a chance to learn what real value means. 2 weeks later, the headline said it all. Bradley Foundation announces major changes. Focus shifts to women's education. Eleanor and Amanda decided to stay. It wasn't easy, but they did it. Eleanor now works on developing new programs, and she told me she's finally starting to feel like her life has meaning. Amanda runs the outreach team. Just last week, she even apologized to me for the first time. Thomas and I still go to charity galas, but now it's different. No more fake smiles or power games. Now we focus on real change, helping real people. I still wear that red dress sometimes, even with the old wine stain. It reminds me and others that real worth isn't about money or clothes. It's about how you treat people. Thomas's dad, Richard, retired, but he's still on our board. He's proud to see his son and daughter-in-law making a real difference. Not long ago, during a small family dinner, Eleanor asked me something surprising. "Can you teach me more about impact investing?" she said. "I want to do better. I want to be better." That moment meant more to me than any revenge ever could. Sometimes at night, Thomas asks me if I miss being a secret billionaire. I just smile and show him the latest reports, hundreds of women now getting chances they never dreamed of. Why would I miss it? I say. This is a much better story.